Let's bring in Republican Congresswoman Martha McSally of Arizona, a co-sponsor of this resolution to support ICE. Great to see you, Congresswoman. I want to start here. Democrats saying it's a gotcha vote. It's a political stunt. What do you say?
That's infuriating, Harris, to think about the men and women of ICE right now, today, that are putting their lives on the line and the communities that they protect, that we represent. They're stopping terrorists from coming into our country. They are rescuing children that have been victims of sexual exploitation. 904 were rescued last year. They're protecting people from human trafficking. They're stopping over 1 million pounds of drugs coming into our country, to include almost 700 pounds of heroin and over 2,000 of fentanyl. Something the size of my fingernail could kill you. Today, 116 Americans on average will lose their lives to the opioid overdose. This is not a political game. And their party has now gotten so extreme and radical to the left on this issue that they need to make a choice today. Are they going to be for the people that they represent? Are they going to be for the country and for safety? Or are they going to be for their radical left agenda?
You know, Chairman McCall said to me yesterday on this very program that some 10 terrorists are stopped by ICE on a daily basis. What is life like, Congresswoman, if ICE goes away and isn't immediately replaced by something that does something?
No, remember, ICE came into being after 9/11, when we looked at what was missing in our federal agencies in order to keep our country safe. So they work so hard overseas through their intelligence gathering and working with other countries. They have stopped, just as part of the Joint Terrorism Task Force, they are responsible, ICE, for 40% of the disruptions of terrorist activity in America. So if that goes away, if the interdicting opioids and fentanyl goes away, people are going to die.
I would only interrupt you if it were for the President of the United States. And you and I now are sharing time with President Trump and the First Lady. He has just arrived at Joint Base Andrews, and he's getting ready, I should say, to get on Marine One. He's just arrived now, and he's paying respects to a U.S. Secret Service agent that we are getting some information on, Romegan, Secret Service agent in Scotland. Passed away, and so he and the First Lady are meeting there at Joint Base Andrews to pay respects to that lost agent. So we wanted to show everybody the live video of the President and the First Lady arriving. As we come back to a topic that we know is so important to President Trump and illegal immigration and ICE, talk to me about this push on Capitol Hill among Democrats and how you think they think this will play out when the numbers are not on their side for what is happening coming across our border.
Look, I don't know what they're thinking. Again, their party, an element of their party, has gone so far radical, extreme, and dangerous and reckless, but now it's becoming basically mainstream Democrat. And look, the constituents I represent are very concerned, wondering what the heck is going on over there. This isn't about politics. Americans should all agree we should keep our country safe, we should keep our communities safe, we should stop human traffickers and MS-13 gangs. These are all the important things that ICE does. And so they're going to have to demonstrate whether they're just going to play to their political left and their base that's going crazy right now to the left, or whether they're going to govern and show that they care about the country and their constituents. They're going to have to put their voting card in and make a difficult choice today, but it should be an easy one, and they should stop playing politics with it.
All right, 2/3 majority needed. This is a non-binding resolution. In the hopes of doing what you're saying, you'll need 286 yeses. Have you talked with Democrats about this issue? I mean, who would go against ICE at this point while this vote is going on in the House? What does that even look like?
That's a very good question. I think Democrats will have to decide whether they're going to put on their Nancy Pelosi jersey and they're just going to vote the party line that is extreme and radical right now, or whether they're going to look at the resolution, look at what ICE does, and it simply says, be it resolved that we support the men and women in ICE who are keeping us safe, that we are against anything that's going to abolish it, and that we support all federal, state, and military personnel that are protecting our border. I mean, who would be against that? I hope anyone who votes no is held accountable by their constituents today if they choose to make a partisan, extreme, dangerous play.
Well, it's interesting what's happened in the Democrat Party, because a lot of this conversation started with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez here in New York when she beat a 10-term senator, Joe Crowley, among the Democrats. She is a socialist, and this was something that she talked about, and it has now gotten bigger within the Democrat Party. Congresswoman Martha McSally from Arizona, a state that knows these issues so very well. We appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks, Harris.